I broke up with my husband, then my boyfriend, three times while we're dating. Yes, you heard that correctly. But now that you've heard that, come closer. Let's have a quick chat. So I understand that there are times in a relationship where things get really difficult. Times in a relationship that looks as though things are not working the way you want them to work. And there are times you're just so confused about what exactly are we doing in this relationship? Where are we in this relationship? Am I the only one in this relationship? Are we together in this relationship? Or am I the one pushing to make this relationship work? Well, there are no better ways for you to have the answers to all of these questions, but for you to have the conversation with your partner. Now, that being said, why did I break up with my husband while we were dating three times? Three good times. Well, the first time was because we were supposed to agree on a particular thing, and I think it was prayer session. Yes. So while we were dating, I wanted us to be praying together every day. That was, I think, our first year of dating. I wanted us to be praying together every day. Like, I was in Ibadan, it was in Lagos. So I wanted us to be praying together every day, if possible, fast like three times in a week, because I used to fast every Wednesday back then. So he has always been a busy person with busy schedules. He really didn't have the time, the luxury of time then to always pray together with me at that time. And I really wanted it. I really wanted that. So it was one of the first issues we had then. And I told him I wasn't interested in the relationship anymore because I can't be with someone that's not willing to pray with me. If you're not willing to pray with me, I mean, how will I survive in a marriage? We need prayers. And that was one of the reasons, the first reasons I wanted to break up with. I threatened to break up with him, and he made some adjustment. I saw it, and then, okay, let's continue. I think that was the first and the second reason I wanted to break up with him, but he adjusted. The third time I threatened to break up with him was when there was a particular thing he was doing that I didn't like, and he was not seeing it as a bad thing, but I didn't like it. I was seeing it as a bad thing. I was seeing it as a threat to our relationship, and I told him, if it's either you choose this thing or you choose this relationship, you can't be doing this and expect me to be here. This is a threat to my relationship. This is a threat to what we have. And he didn't take me seriously at the first time I spoke about it. But afterwards, I threatened to break up. As a matter of fact, I broke up with him. So how did I break up with him? I mean, if I don't, so at that time I had begun my master's program, so I was in Lagos. So I got a gig to come and MC a particular show in Ibadan. So I went to Ibadan. It was during the time I had threatened to break up with him. So what did I do? I told him I wasn't interested, so I left. For the 3 days I was away in Ibadan, I did not pick his calls. Every time he chats me, I would wait like maybe an hour or two before I reply. And, then he realized how serious it was. I mean, the threat of wanting to break up. So his elder brother, who is my own paddy, inspired, saw this and said, and called me like, Lasho Alpha, what is going on? Are you guys good? Are you guys okay? Like, we are good. Why? What did you ask? Then he told me that he has not been eating well in the house, so you need to reach out to him or something. Okay. So that is not eating well. Okay. So when I got back to Lagos, I knew that we needed to sit down and have this conversation. So I went to his office and then I waited for him to finish because I went early. So I waited, I was in the office, I waited for him to finish with his work for the day. And after that, we sat and then we had the conversation and we spoke. And he apologized to me, but then I told him, apology is not what I wanted. Are you able to let this thing go? Yes or no? If you're not, then the honest truth is that I cannot be in a relationship where I don't feel secure. I can't be in a relationship where I have to complain about a particular thing over and over again. And then you just make me look like I'm the nagging person or the nagging babe. And I'm not that, you know. And then he said it was willing to let it go. It was willing to drop it. Whatever is going to be a threat to the relationship, it was willing to drop it. And he did. He dropped it. And guess what? About 3 months or 5 months later, he proposed. They wanted to get married. So most times you're not the problem, lady. Most time you're not the problem, man. Your partner might be the problem, but there are some conversations that you have to have. Don't try to avoid having them. Have them before marriage. Have them before taking the serious steps. If you see that this thing is a threat, talk about it. Let him know. Let her know. Don't just keep quiet about it and just say, no, I can manage it. My dear, you cannot manage it though, except you're not planning to have a lifetime relationship with this person, maybe just 1 month or a year or 5 year thing, and then you don't you want to break up. But if you know you want to have a lifetime relationship with this person, it is not everything you can manage. There's some things you have to talk about, know your stance, his stance, your stance, so that you don't have conflict of interest later. Not even for some of us like that, we easily get overwhelmed and emotional. Have those conversations now so you can have rest.